Okay, so it's Interfaith Week this week. It's really nice to be here. I'm Rabbi David Mason, Rabbi at Muswell Hill Synagogue. Over to you, Gita.
I'm Reverend Gita Bond from Christ Church on Waldeck Green, West Green.
Lovely. We've known each other for a number of years now through the Interfaith, the multi-faith network of Haringey, and we're getting together. We can't get together in person, but we can certainly get together in person in other ways. And we're, I suppose, showing each other the similarities. Behind me is the Ark, where the Sefer Torah, the scroll of the law, the scroll of Torah is kept. We've got about eight copies in there for different. Sometimes you need to take more than one out and read different portions, and so we have multiple copies in there. And you can see actually on there the description of the tribes of Israel. I don't know if you can see that, Gita.
Yes, you can. Yes.
You can see like each of the tribes of Israel with their, the emblem of the tribe from the book of Genesis and Deuteronomy. So that's,
I can see the Hebrew writing at the top.
That's right, Yisrael Shevet Nachlato, which is Israel Israel as God's portion, I suppose.
Yes.
And then I think there Yisrael, of course, was also the name of Jacob, wasn't it?
Yes.
And so then you've got the 12, the tribes of Israel, the Shevet, which is the Hebrew for tribe of Israel down each side, which is, I think it's really beautiful. It's not that old, and I love it, absolutely love it.
Yes, and in the Psalms it says, "You are my portion." When you use the word portion there, it reminded me of that particular Psalm where it says, "You are my portion."
Yeah, that's an interesting concept, isn't it?
Yes.
Sort of, and then, but at the same time, that everyone is God's portion. That almost everyone is God by creation. We're all God's portion. You were showing me your tabernacle there. Go and explain that to me.
The tabernacle behind me here. I'm in front of the altar, and in the tabernacle is kept the Holy Communion, so the host. That basically this is where a consecrated host is kept. And so if I'm going to visit somebody who's unwell, I would take some host from there and be able to take it to the sick.
Right. And what is the host in terms of physically? That is...
Oh, sorry, the bread. It's just a disc-shaped wafer.
Yeah, and you bring that, and you replenish that then after
the service. What's not consumed, I place into the tabernacle for, I suppose, to be used, for the sick later on.
Yeah.
But normally, all the host is consumed, with one or two, and then I would normally eat them. But because we're not allowed to. Some people are not accepting Holy Communion for the reasons of COVID. I tend to consume what's not used at the moment.
Yeah. I know we've all had to change a lot because of COVID, haven't we?
Yes.
When we put the Torah out, we take it out every week and we'll take it around the synagogue, and then it will be read, but people will touch and kiss the scroll. There's a cover on it, and people will kiss that before it gets up to the bima where we read from. But it's things like that of course, we can't do now. It changes it.
So many scriptures where it says, "Taste and see the Lord," for He's good. And of course, this tasting we can't do at the moment with the host. So many people are not, because of COVID reasons, not able to receive, and so it's a very sad time for us.
Yeah, I know. Same here. You haven't got that presence in the building. There's, for Jewish communities across the world, having a communal gathering is like really important. Being together physically. Zoom isn't enough for that. It's about, even though Zoom has been really helpful in terms of people gathering together and seeing each other, not feeling lonely. But from a religious perspective, in some ways, it's hard or it's important that others understand that, isn't it? That that we actually we miss communal gathering.
Yes, I mean that fellowship is so important. And if I just show you the empty church, this is what I'm facing when I'm preaching. An empty. I don't know whether that's possible to see.
Wow.
The chairs are spaced out 2 meters apart, and it's quite, it's a different experience to be preaching to chairs, and because you're having to do services within the church. This is where we're live streaming our services, and there's nobody here except the person who's helping me with the camera.
And I'll show you also, I'll see if I can turn the camera around. We put up where I speak, where I'm now. Can you see the middle of the synagogue there?
Yes.
Great thing. That's the bima, so that's the platform where we take the Torah and the prayer leader leads. But you can see we put perspex there.
Yes, I can see the perspex. Yeah.
And the upstairs gallery, which we don't use at all, and we obviously everyone down here, we all have to wear masks, and we're spaced 2 meters. Obviously not now in the lockdown, and so the only thing I suppose is that when we come back from lockdown, we'll be more prepared. We'll know what to do.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's got a good view of the synagogue there. We have pews here. You can see the pews there. So we just make sure that we put stickers on where people can sit.
Yes.
So that, that works. Let me just bring that around a bit. Amazing technology, isn't it? You can do this.
Yes.
I'll get you back, and maybe that I mean, it's been nice talking. Maybe we'll end our little conversation here. We're going to carry on, but for the recording, I'm trying to get. And then bye everyone. Lovely to have been here.